What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop. I hope that this one finds you well, and today we have some very interesting games coming out, including one return of an amazing classic that I am very, very excited about myself. But without further ado, let's go ahead and break down the top video games coming out this week. First off, we have our headliner, which is Mothergunship, coming to the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Mothergunship is a bullet hell FPS where you craft your own guns, play together with your friends, fight gigantic bosses, and defeat a robotic alien armada that conquered Earth. Take the fight to the enemy, craft gun monstrosities that no reasonable person could ever lift, and experience randomized mayhem as you battle your way to the heart of the fleet to destroy the Mothergunship. Now you may be saying, Sam, does this thing have a story to it? And boy does it, so buckle up because it's quite a doozy. Okay, soldier, you are Earth's last hope. I know you've heard it before, yes, and I know you failed before, but that was before, wasn't it? That was back when you had a body. That was back when you had a boring, peaceful Earthling life, and back before you were a disembodied head plucked by kleptomaniac data-hoarding robot alien invaders. That was before Earth was lost. But this time it will be different. Our numbers may be small, our bodies may have been incinerated, and our heads may be jarred in gooey preservation liquid that tastes absolutely terrible, but our will has grown. Our new robotic mech bodies are stronger, faster, and 97% recyclable. Our mission is clear, our determination is strong, and our guns are very, very big. We will invade these invader ships and destroy them from within, one gunship at a time. We will fight our way to the heart of their fleet, to the hulking monstrosity, the Mothergunship itself. This game, as you can kind of tell by the gameplay, is made by the same team that made Tower of Guns, another fantastic game that is definitely worth checking out. But Mothergunship at its core is a blend between a bullet hell and an FPS game, and it comes together with the cherry on top that is creating absolute monstrosities of guns that just make no sense, but man, are they fun to use. Another thing I like about this game is the touch of cell shading that is thrown in there with the art style. I think that complements the type of game this is very well, but make no mistake, when you look at this and your brain says Borderlands, this is not Borderlands without a doubt. This is not nearly as in-depth as a game like Borderlands. So if you want something that's a bit light, if you want something that isn't necessarily as in-depth as your FPS mixed with an RPG kind of thing, then I would totally recommend checking out Mothergunship, which is coming out this week on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Next up, we have Hand of Fate 2 coming to the Nintendo Switch. Hand of Fate 2 is a dungeon crawler set in a world of dark fantasy. Master a living board game where every stage of the adventure is drawn from a deck of legendary encounters chosen by you. Choose wisely, your opponent, the enigmatic dealer, will pull no punches as he shapes you into the instrument of his revenge. The table has changed, but the stakes remain the same: life or death. So when it comes to Hand of Fate, I remember that there was something that differentiated this game from other games of a similar type with Hearthstone and other games like Magic the Gathering, etc., and that is that this game takes the card game setup and actually literally blends it with a dungeon crawler. In between rounds of playing the card game, you actually experience what you played. You literally play a living board game, and that is something that is incredibly engaging for somebody like me who loves the idea of a card game, but I have a short attention span, so I get bored very easily when I am playing a card game. So this kind of keeps you interested, keeps you engaged with the experience in a way that not many other card games are doing at the current time. So I would totally recommend, if you are a fan of card games or if you are a fan of dungeon crawlers, you might find hidden love within Hand of Fate 2. That sounded more romantic than I intended, but if you do want to check it out, it's coming out on the Nintendo Switch this week, and it's available elsewhere already right now. Next up, we have Sonic Mania Plus coming out on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Sonic Mania Plus is the definitive retail-enhanced version of the original Sonic Mania digital release, presented in pristine collectible packaging. Building off of its momentum and critical acclaim as one of the best platform games of 2017, the nostalgic pixel-perfect visuals and fresh gameplay will deliver a classic experience to gamers across the world. See why Sonic Mania was declared as the, quote, best Sonic game ever by GameSpot, and a blazing example of why Sonic the Hedgehog continues to break barriers over the course of 25 plus years as one of gaming's most iconic characters of all time. So what makes this game plus? What makes this version of Sonic Mania the one that you should get as compared to the one that came out back in 2017? Mainly, it is the physical release. Previously, a collector's edition offered a physical version of the game, but that was pretty much it. Now you do have a literal physical version of the game for those that like their physical games like myself. However, Mighty and Ray also join as playable characters. There is a new Encore mode, 4-player competition mode, holographic packaging, a 32-page art book, and more. Again, that's all packaged in with the Plus version of Sonic Mania. So at its core, it's the same classic nostalgic feel of the gameplay. At its core, it still has the amazing amazing soundtrack, so it still is what Sonic Mania was back in 2017, but it now has a couple of new bells and whistles both within the game and also in the physical edition that is coming out this week on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. And to round out this week's episode of The Drop, we do have Tempest 4000 coming out on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Tempest 4000 is a visually stunning, action-packed tube shooter based on the classic hit arcade game Tempest. Developed by legendary game designer Jeff Minter, Tempest 4000 remains faithful to the original fast-paced gameplay by putting you in control of the Claw, a powerful spacecraft equipped to destroy deadly creatures and other obstructions with rapid-fire shots on vibrant geometric prisms. Tempest 4000 is what I would consider to be the most faithful recreation of the original Tempest. I loved this game. I love the original Tempest, and I am really falling in love with the gameplay that I'm seeing from Tempest 4000. It is much more colorful, it is fast-paced, it is action-packed, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this one. For fans of retro games, for fans of the original Tempest, this one is one to keep your eye on. It looks amazing, and I am so glad to see that this kind of game is coming out in 2018, and that fans are generally pretty excited for it. Also, cannot wait to see this one come out on the Atari VCS, and as a side note, I think that's where that console can actually find a niche and survive. Again, that's just what I predict, but we'll see what happens. However, if you have a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PC, Tempest 4000 is coming out this week. That wraps it up for this week's episode of The Drop. I hope you've enjoyed today's show, and if you did, I would love for you to drop me a like down below, and in the comments section, let me know what games you are picking up this week. But if you happen to be new to the channel, I have a live gaming morning news show that I host right here on youtube.com/SamuelAdamsMedia every single weekday morning at 7 a.m. If you did want to check that out, I have a podcast that will be linked down below. I stream on Twitch. There's so much content. There are tons of links down below, and I would love for you to follow me over there and see the other stuff that I do create. But as for right now, again, thank you for checking out this video. I will talk to you soon. Peace.